What is a physical quantity? Simply I can say it is a parameter which we use in physics and which can be measurable. That is very important thing. A physical quantity is a parameter which we use in physics and which can measurable. Now the question is, what is the meaning of measuring? You used to measure so many things in your daily life. You go anywhere without measuring, you cannot do anything. You measure mass, you measure weight, you measure distance, like this so many things we are measuring. Now the question is, what is measuring? Measuring is nothing but a comparison. This comparison is of an unknown thing. The comparison of an unknown thing with a known thing is called as measuring. When you measure an unknown thing with a known thing, we express that in terms of numbers as well as in physics, especially with a particular unit. Now the question is, what is a unit? Unit is nothing but the reference defined fundamental quantity or the reference defined smallest quantity of the physical quantity using which we are going to compare or using which we are going to measure. A physical quantity having only magnitude but not associated with any direction is called scalar. If I take some examples for scalar: time, mass, distance, speed, work, energy, power, pressure, temperature, electric current, gravitational potential strength, pole strength, magnetic flux, entropy, electric capacity, velocity of light, large angular displacements, electric charge. These are all examples for scalar quantities. Then vector. Vector is a physical quantity having magnitude as well associated with a direction. That means vector is a physical quantity having both magnitude and direction. For example, if I take for vectors, the examples of vectors are: displacement is a vector quantity, velocity, acceleration, force, momentum, impulse, moment of force, smaller angular displacements, angular velocity, angular acceleration, magnetic moment, dipole moment, current density, intensity of electric field or magnetic field. To represent a scalar, since scalar is having only magnitude, to represent scalar mathematically we require a number which indicates the magnitude and a unit. Suppose if I take 5 meters distance, 5 meter, 5 is a number and meter is a unit. It is enough to represent a scalar. But to represent a vector, suppose if I take an example, 5 meters east, 5 meter east, 5 is the number, meter is the unit and east is the direction. That means to represent a vector quantity, you require a number, you require a unit as well as the direction. That means to represent a vector quantity, three quantities or three parameters we required. One is the magnitude, another direction, and another is the unit. Vectors completely described by a number with unit followed by statement of direction. And using picture, how to represent a vector. As you are seeing in the figure, this is how we can represent a vector which is running from A to B. The meaning of vector is which carries the properties from A to B, that we can call it as a vector. And in this vector, A is the starting point and B is the ending point. You can say this is the tail and this is the head. At B we are indicating a direction. This direction indicates the vector AB runs from A to B. This is the representation of a vector. The initial point and final point. And to represent a vector, we are using, suppose if AB is a vector, AB bar we are writing. It means the vector runs from A to B. As you are seeing in the figure, suppose if I take the surface area, the direction of the surface area is represented along this direction, that is the surface area vector is along this direction. Surface area can also be represented as a vector by representing a unit vector along this direction. If the four fingers of right hand curve along the direction of arrow of enclosing curve, the thumb indicates the direction of area vector as you are seeing in the figure. N cap is a unit vector normal to the surface. We can write a n cap as a vector. A vector is represented by a directed line segment. The length of the line segment is proportional to the magnitude of the vector. The magnitude, that is modulus of a vector. Suppose if r is a vector, mod r, this gives the magnitude of the vector, and this is a scalar quantity. Different types of vectors. Equal vectors. Two vectors are said to be equal if they have the same magnitude and direction irrespective of their initial point. As you are seeing in the figure, suppose if I take A and B, if they are having same magnitude and same direction, then I can say vector A equivalent to vector B, or these two are said to be equal vectors. The next, negative vector. A negative vector is a vector having same magnitude of the given vector but opposite in direction. Suppose if I take A is a vector, the negative vector of A is along this direction and it is represented by minus A. Both are having same magnitude but direction is opposite. Proper vector. A vector whose magnitude is not 0, then it is known as a proper vector. Then null vector or zero vector. It is a vector whose magnitude is 0 and the direction is unspecified. Then we can say it is a zero vector. Suppose if I take examples for zero vector, displacement after completing one revolution, it becomes a zero vector. Velocity of a vertically projected body at highest point, this is also a zero vector. The parallel vectors. The vectors having same direction are called parallel vectors, as you are seeing in the figure. Anti-parallel vectors. Vectors in opposite direction are called anti-parallel vectors. Like vectors are coordinal vectors. The vectors directed in the same direction irrespective of their magnitudes are called codirectional or like vectors. Coplanar vectors. Vectors lying on the same plane are called coplanar vectors, and the plane in which they lie is called plane of the vectors. Then unit vector. A vector whose magnitude is unity. A unit vector lies parallel to the given vector. On a graph paper, the scale you use to indicate 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter, like this. Similarly, in vector notation, if I am taking the same graph paper or if I am taking the same coordinate system, here along x-axis I represent I, 2i, 3i, 4i, like that. That I is the unit vector that is having magnitude of 1 along x-axis. That is magnitude of I equivalent to 1, but I, the meaning of I is it is along x-axis. Similarly, along y-axis, I represent j, 2j, 3j, etc. The magnitude of j is equivalent to 1, but j indicates that is along y-axis. Similarly, in three-dimensional plane if I take, then x, y, z, three axes are there. The unit vector along x-axis is I, the unit vector along y-axis is j, the unit vector along z-axis is k. I, j, k. These are the unit vectors along x, y, z axis. If a bar is a vector, the unit vector in the direction of a is written as a equivalent to vector a by modulus of a. In general, the unit vector is represented using this cap, a cap equivalent to, you can say, that is a cap equivalent to a by mod a. I, j, k are the unit vectors along x, y, z axis respectively. This idea is very important. What is I and what is j and what is k? These are the unit vectors along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Position vector. This vector is used to specify the position of a point P with respect to fixed point O is represented by OP bar and is known as position vector P with respect to O. Suppose if I take a graph, previously what you've done in your lower classes I am taking, if I take a graph, in this graph A, 2, 3, this is a point, let us consider. What does it mean? A, 2, 3 means the x coordinate is 2, y coordinate is 3, or simply I can say along x axis it is having 2 units, along y axis it is having 3 units. Similarly, the same thing I am taking in case of a vector. I am taking A is a point with 2, 3 coordinates. This line which joins O to A, this is the position vector related to A, magnitude of the position vector. Now this can be written as OA equivalent to 2i plus 3j. What does it mean? 2 is the magnitude of that vector along x axis and 3 is the magnitude of that vector along y axis. Now 2i plus 3j, this is the position vector of A with respect to O. Similarly, if you want the magnitude of this vector, the magnitude of this vector is nothing but the magnitude of this line, that means distance between 2, 3 and 0, 0. Now this is equivalent to root of 2 minus 0 square plus 3 minus 0 square, that is equivalent to root of 2 square plus 3 square. This is the magnitude of this vector. That means in general I can say, suppose if I take any point Pxy is a point in 2 dimensions, the position vector related to this is OP equivalent to xi plus yj. This is the position vector. Similarly, suppose if I take in 3-dimensional plane Pxyz is a point, then the position vector related to this is xi plus yj plus zk, as you are seeing in the figure. Similarly, suppose if I take ABC is a point, OP, this is the vector and this vector is represented by OP bar or R bar. Now this is equivalent to AI plus BJ plus CK. IJK are the unit vectors along XYZ axis and the magnitude of this vector is root of A square plus B square plus C square. This is the position vector. Next, real vector or polar vector. If the direction of a vector is independent of the coordinate system, then it is called a polar vector. The examples of polar vectors are linear velocity, linear momentum, force, etc. Pseudo or axial vector. Axial vector or pseudo vectors are those whose direction is fixed by convention and reverses in a mirror reflection. Cross product of two vectors gives an axial vector. Examples of axial vectors are torque, angular velocity, etc. A vector remains unchanged when it is moved parallel to itself. If M is a scalar quantity and A is a vector, MA is a vector, its magnitude is M times of magnitude of A. Its direction is in the same direction as that of the A. If M is positive, it is in the same direction of A, and if M is negative, it is opposite to the direction of A. Vector multiplication obeys the commutative law when multiplied by a scalar quantity. S into A equivalent to A into S. That is, S is a scalar and A is a vector I am taking here. S into A equivalent to A into S. Vector multiplication obeys associative law when it is multiplied with a scalar. That is, M into N into A. M and N are scalars. A is a vector. M into N into A equivalent to M into N into A, where M and N are scalars and A is a vector. Vector multiplication obeys distributive law when it is multiplied by a scalar. That is, S into A plus B equivalent to SA plus SB. Then we go for the addition and subtraction of vectors. Two vectors can be added, two vectors can be subtracted, two vectors can be multiplied. First I am taking the addition of two vectors. First I am taking a graphical representation, pictorial representation. If two vectors are represented both in magnitude and direction by the two adjacent sides of a triangle taken in an order, then their resultant is given by the third side taken in the reverse order. As you are seeing in the figure, A, B are two vectors and the resultant of these A and B is A plus B. This is along this direction. Suppose if I want to close this triangle, I have to move in this direction. The resultant is along this direction. In general, I can say here if I take OA is a vector and A plus B means starting from O to A and A to B. What is the final displacement related to this means directly you can draw a line like this. Therefore, this is the resultant of these two vectors. If three vectors simultaneously acting at a point have zero resultant, then these three vectors can be represented in magnitude and direction by the sides of a triangle taken in order. That means suppose if I represent the three vectors in order as a three adjacent sides of a closed triangle, then I can say the resultant of these three vectors are 0. Vector addition follows the commutative law, that is A plus B equivalent to B plus A. Vector addition follows the associative law, that is A plus B plus C equivalent to A plus B plus C. How to subtract two vectors? Suppose if I take this is A and this is B, we know that this is A plus B. Suppose I want to find A minus B. First you draw A and this is the B. The negative vector of the B is opposite to this. Now the minus B will be along this direction and the sum of A minus B. These two gives A minus B. As you are seeing in the figure, A, B, C, D. These are the various vectors they can represent as adjacent sides of a polygon. Then the resultant of this is along this, and this is the side which closes the polygon, and A plus B plus C plus D is the sum of all these vectors but opposite in direction. Suppose if I reverse this vector, then what I can say? Suppose if I say carrying point starts at this point, again it is coming to the same. Therefore I can say the resultant is 0. When a number of vectors simultaneously acting at a point have 0 resultant, then these vectors can be represented in magnitude and direction by the sides of a polygon taken in order. Vector subtraction does not obey the commutative law and associative law. That means you cannot write A minus B equivalent to B minus A minus B not equivalent to B minus A is correct. Similarly, A minus B minus C not equivalent to A minus B minus C. Vector addition and subtraction obey the distributive law when they are multiplied with a scalar, that is m into A plus B equivalent to MA plus MB, m into A minus B equivalent to MA minus MB. Addition of vectors is also called resultant of two vectors. Resultant is a single vector that gives the total effect of the number of vectors. Resultant can be found using triangle law of vectors, parallelogram law of vectors, polygon law of vectors. What is triangle law of vector addition? Already we have seen. If two vectors can represent in magnitude and direction by two adjacent sides of a triangle, then the third vector, that is the third side taken in the reverse order, represents the sum or resultant in magnitude as well as direction for these two vectors. Next I take parallelogram law of vector addition. If two vectors P and Q are represented by two adjacent sides of a parallelogram drawn from a point, then their resultant is represented in magnitude and direction by the diagonal of the parallelogram passing through that point. As you are seeing in the figure, suppose if I take P and Q are two vectors represented as adjacent sides of a parallelogram. That means these two vectors can form a closed parallelogram. Then the diagonal of the parallelogram gives the resultant of these two vectors both in magnitude and direction. The resultant is given by in magnitude r equivalent to root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. If I take alpha is the direction of the resultant, that means the angle made by the vector with horizontal vector, then tan alpha equivalent to q sin theta by p plus q cos theta. If beta is the angle made by the vector with q, then tan beta equivalent to p sin theta by q plus p cos theta. Let P and Q are two vectors drawn from O. Theta is the angle between these two vectors. By drawing BD equivalent to P and AD equivalent to Q, a parallelogram OADB can be completed. OD is the diagonal of this parallelogram which represents the magnitude and direction of P plus Q, and DE is normal on OA. You see the figure? From triangle ODE, we can write OD square equivalent to OE square plus AD square. The triangle is a right angle triangle, and using Pythagoras theorem I have written this. Therefore, OD is nothing but R, OE is nothing but OA plus AE. Therefore, I can write R square equivalent to OA plus AE whole square plus AD square. You simplify this, R square equivalent to OA square plus AE square plus 2OA AE plus AD square. Or R square equivalent to, again OA is P square plus AE square plus 2OA AE plus AD square. Again you take this triangle, from triangle ADE, you can write AD square equivalent to AE square plus AD square. Now this is nothing but Q square. From the same triangle you can also write AE equivalent to Q cos theta. Now you substitute the values of Q square and Q cos theta in this equation. Then this equation turns to R square equivalent to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta, or R equivalent to, R is nothing but the magnitude of the resultant of P and Q, that is magnitude of P plus Q, that is equivalent to root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. If I require the direction, this is the direction, alpha is the angle which denotes the direction. This you can write the value of alpha from triangle ODE, tan alpha equivalent to DE by OE, that is opposite side by hypotenuse. Now this is equivalent to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. Therefore, alpha equivalent to tan inverse Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta, our required direction of resultant of P and Q. The resultant of two vectors is the vectorial addition of two vectors. The resultant of any two vectors makes lesser angle with greater vector. That is vector A greater than vector B, that is magnitude of vector A is greater than magnitude of vector B, means alpha is greater compared to beta. The magnitude of resultant of two vectors, magnitudes A and B are arbitrary directions, must be in the range A minus B to A plus B. That means suppose if I take A and B are two vectors, A and B are two vectors which when added to give vector C, then you can write A plus B equivalent to C. And if suppose if I take theta equivalent to 0, that means if two vectors are parallel, then I get the resultant R, that resultant I am taking as vector C, C equivalent to magnitude of A plus magnitude of B. If I take theta equivalent to 90 degrees, you substitute theta equivalent to 90 degrees in this equation, then what you will get? Root of A square plus B square plus 2AB into cos 90. Simply you get C equivalent to root of A square plus B square. Similarly, if I take theta equivalent to 180 degrees, then you can write magnitude of A minus magnitude of A equivalent to C. That means the resultant is equivalent to A minus B. I am taking C is the resultant of A and B, then you can write vector C equivalent to vector A plus vector B. Now the magnitude of C is equivalent to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Very careful while writing the vector notation. Suppose if I represent vector C equivalent to vector A plus vector B. C is a vector, A is a vector and B is also a vector. This is complete vector notation. Suppose if I write vector magnitude of vector C equivalent to magnitude of vector A plus magnitude of vector B. This is different. This is not a vector addition. Simply I can say this is a scalar addition. Next, if A equivalent to B, that is magnitude of A equivalent to magnitude of B, and theta equivalent to 120 degrees, then I can say magnitude of A plus B equivalent to magnitude of A. If magnitude of A equivalent to B and theta equivalent to 60 degrees, then I can say magnitude of A minus B equivalent to magnitude of A. That means if I take two equal vectors, the angle between two equal vectors is equivalent to 120 degrees, then the resultant of these two vectors is equivalent to any one of the vectors. If magnitude of A plus B equivalent to magnitude of A minus B, then theta equivalent to 90 degrees. Next, if two vectors of each magnitude F acts at a point, the magnitude of their resultant R depends on the angle theta between them, and R equivalent to 2F cos theta by 2. Now I am giving a table. In this table, I am taking two equal vectors and I am taking various separations, that is the angle between forces and the magnitude of the resultant. Suppose if I take two forces, they are parallel to each other, that is theta equivalent to 0, then the magnitude you get 2F. Similarly, if I take theta equivalent to 60, the magnitude is root 3f. If I take theta equivalent to 90, the magnitude is root 2f. If I take theta equivalent to 120, the magnitude is f. If I take theta equivalent to 180, the magnitude is 0. The minimum number of equal vectors to give a 0 resultant is 2. The minimum number of unequal vectors to give resultant is 3. The vector addition can following laws: commutative law, that is a plus b equivalent to b plus a; associative law, a plus b plus c equivalent to a plus b plus c; distributive law, m into a plus b equivalent to ma plus mb, where m is a scalar. If the number of vectors is more than 2, polygon law of vector is used.